Chair Jalen, Vice Chair Diggs, and committee members. My name is Deb Falzoi. I co-founded End Workplace Abuse, and I'm testifying in support of H 1882, the Workplace Psychological Safety Act. Anti-discrimination law is not enough to help targets of workplace abuse, and yet workplace abuse has a discriminatory impact on women and people of color. Because we're in a system of positive and negative stereotypes that translate into privileges and oppressions. So these stereotypes dictate who controls the narrative through closed-door conversations and subjective performance reviews versus who internalizes these narratives as trauma, wondering if they're the problem and feeling less than, fearful, and ashamed. They dictate who can speak up knowing they'll be given weight and respect without fear of retaliation or minimization, who can minimize others to maintain their power, who can easily find acceptance in the power groups because they look like them, versus who fears speaking up because they know they'll be gaslit or minimized, or who sees coworkers who look like them rendered invisible, easy to ignore, and outnumbered when they speak up. Those in power designed this system to maintain their power. It's not a fluke that CEO pay increased by almost 1,500% since 1978, nearly 400 times as much as a typical worker, while some multi-billion-dollar companies sign their workers up for social service benefits, not livable wages. They don't care if they psychologically abuse workers to the point of choosing between their health and a paycheck. They know they have way more resources to battle those who don't blindly obey. Nearly 60 years later, anti-discrimination law hasn't done its job of disrupting the status quo. White men designed it that way to still occupy the vast majority of power positions in the US workforce today. The early days required proof of impact, but as it made progress, courts required proof of intent, a near impossible threshold.